You've been weak for too long. Quiet, overlooked, outworked. Basically, background NPC energy. You think if you just stay patient, life's gonna pat you on the head and say, "Good job, buddy, here's your success." Plot twist, life is not your mom. The world doesn't care how nice you are. It doesn't care that you're trying your best. The version of you that survives the next 6 months, he's a monster. And it's time you became him. Because if solo leveling taught us anything, it's that you don't get a glow up by waiting. You get it by dying in the dirt and clicking yes when hell offers a rematch. So buckle up. We're about to show you how to kill your weak self with XP, muscle, and just enough rage to terrify your inner child. Let's be real. You've been the nice guy, the pushover, the person who says it's fine when it's very much not fine. You hold the door open, even if they don't say thank you. You say yes to extra work because maybe they'll notice. Spoiler, they don't. You're not the main character. You're the guy who dies in the first 10 minutes so the plot can start. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Being harmless isn't virtuous. It's just ineffective. A man who can't fight is a liability. A monster who chooses not to is dangerous. Strength without control is chaos. But weakness pretending to be goodness? That's just a survival tactic, and a pretty bad one. Jinwoo started as the weakest hunter. His nickname might as well been, "Please don't die this time." He needed help just to survive basic dungeons. Even the goblins were like, "Bro, seriously?" But when the double dungeon hits and the statues start vaporizing his squad, guess what? Everyone runs. Everyone dies. Except Jinwoo. He doesn't beg. He doesn't quit. He clicks accept. And in that moment, the weak version of him dies. Look, you've probably lived this. At school, at work, online, doing the right thing, saying the right thing, waiting for someone to hand you your level up moment. But no one's coming. No one's handing you a stat boost for being polite. You don't evolve by being agreeable. You evolve by outgrowing your old self. Jinwoo didn't become ruthless. He became ready. He didn't stop being kind. He stopped being soft. Because monsters don't beg to be rescued. They rescue themselves. Stop aiming to be nice. Start aiming to be formidable, capable, clear, unignorable. Be someone the world can't ignore, even when you're quiet. Because harmless people get passed over, but the capable ones, they rewrite the rules. You want to know why you're still stuck? It's not because the world is unfair. It's because every time things get hard, you let yourself off the hook. Not even your enemies have to stop you. You do it for them. Let's talk about the sneakiest enemy in your life. You being nice to yourself. You know the voice. Just sleep in today. You earned it. Let's skip the gym. Self-care, right? That voice, it's comfort dressed like self-care. Lying to your face in cozy loungewear. Every time you listen, you're reinforcing the weakest version of yourself. Real growth? It's not gentle. It's not cozy. It's you versus every excuse you've ever believed. A 2016 study in motivation science found people who relied on internal discipline, not motivation, were more likely to follow through. Translation: motivation is that flaky friend who hypes you up and ghosts you. Discipline? That's the one who shows up with coffee, a to-do list, and no patience for your whining. Jinwoo almost dies in the double dungeon. Crushed, bleeding, barely breathing. His squad screaming, begging, sacrificing each other. Jinwoo, he refuses. He crawls. He stares death in the face. He signs the system contract and chooses the hard path. He doesn't wait to feel ready. He evolves by refusing to give up when every other person did. You've had your temple moment too. Maybe it was a failed semester, a breakup, a job that made you feel invisible. You could have quit. You almost did. But something inside you said, not like this. So you stayed. You fought. And even if you didn't win that round, you're still here, which means you're still leveling. Life's not beating you. You're losing because you keep giving yourself an easy out. Growth doesn't happen when it's convenient. It happens when you refuse to retreat, when you drag your body through the metaphorical dungeon, broken and half-conscious, and say, I'm not done yet. Here's what you do. Kill the voice that says rest when you've done nothing. Reward discipline, not excuses. Track actions, not feelings. Because the version of you who makes it to the next level, he doesn't flinch at pain. He uses it for XP. Here's a twist no one tells you. Becoming a monster isn't some anime-style transformation. No red eyes, no epic soundtrack, just reps, just refusals, just quiet, brutal consistency. You don't level up because it's epic. You level up because it's scheduled. You keep waiting for a mood, the right playlist, divine inspiration. But let's be honest, those moments show up about as often as a gym bro skips arm day. So you wait and wait until your ambition becomes a Pinterest board and a pre-workout you never drank. Discipline isn't about being extreme. It's about being automatic. It's not sexy. It's not motivational. It's brushing your teeth, but for your soul. A 2007 study in behavioral neuroscience found the more consistently you act without needing to feel like it, the easier it becomes. That's the secret. You train until it's boring, because boring builds beasts. After Jinwoo gets system powers, he doesn't just magically dominate. He wakes up every day and grinds. He trains. He does quests. He pushes until the dungeon floor gives out beneath him, because his grind breaks reality before he does. He's not gifted. He just outworks everyone, even when no one's watching, even when no one believes in him. He turns training into a religion, and every drop of sweat, every rep, that's just adding more blood to the monster he's becoming. Jinwoo didn't level up once. He leveled up daily. He didn't build the monster overnight. He earned every point of strength, every shadow soldier, every inch of control, one discipline hit at a time. Here's your monster building toolkit. Pick 2 non-negotiables, something for your body and something for your mind. Lock them in. Same time, every day, no debate. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for done. Every choice is a vote for the monster you're becoming. So keep voting until there's no weakness left to cast a ballot. So you've built the monster. You're stronger, faster, scarier. But now comes the real test. Can you control it? Because without control, your power's just destruction in six-pack form. Most people think powerful means finally getting to scream, "I told you so," in everyone's face. Revenge bod, flexing on exes, rage-fueled glow-ups. We confuse power with permission to explode. But here's the plot twist. Real power isn't loud. It's selective. Think about it. If you're still reacting emotionally to every insult, every inconvenience, every piece of online nonsense, you're not powerful. You're leashed by your own rage. True power, it's restraint. Like Marcus Aurelius said, master your mind, not the moment. Or in modern terms, if you can't walk past dumb people without needing to prove something, you're not strong. You're triggered. Jinwoo becomes one of the most powerful beings alive, but he doesn't become a villain. He doesn't snap and start obliterating everyone who doubted him. He chooses. He chooses who to protect, what battles to fight, when to stay calm, even when his shadows could wipe the room clean. The monster is fully built, but the man stays in charge. That's what makes him terrifying. He's not out of control. He's precise. Ever met someone who's strong but peaceful? They walk in silent and still command the room. That's not by accident. That's earned calm. You've probably felt it yourself. Those moments when you could snap back, tear someone down, rage quit your job, but instead you held it, not out of fear, out of focus. The strongest people are the ones who could destroy, but choose discipline over ego. That's what separates monsters from maniacs. Power with a purpose is transformation. Power without it, just another villain origin story. Start practicing restraint like it's a martial art. When you're angry, pause. When you're insulted, smile. When you're tempted to prove your strength, don't. Because the moment you master your reactions, you become unstoppable. Not because of what you can do, but because of what you choose not to. Still waiting for someone to notice you? To clap for your progress? To say, wow, you've changed. Stop waiting. This isn't their redemption arc. It's yours. And the only applause you need is the sound of your old self getting buried. Let's be real. If your entire transformation is fueled by validation, you're not evolving. You're just auditioning for approval in a world that's too busy scrolling. The best version of you isn't born for revenge against others. He's summoned to destroy the version of you that held you back. Your real enemy? Not your ex, not your boss. It's the version of you who let him win. Be so focused on your growth that looking cool feels irrelevant. Jinwoo doesn't level up to impress anyone. In fact, he barely speaks. He walks through entire dungeons silent, face blank, while obliterating monsters that once terrified him. He isn't showing off. He's moving forward. Old Jinwoo, buried under sweat, blood, and determination. That's not a glow-up. That's grave digging. Ever look back at your old self and cringe? Good. That pain, that's fuel. That's your old self daring you to stay weak, and your job now is to obliterate them. The real flex isn't becoming someone they admire. It's becoming someone your old self wouldn't even recognize. Not to fit in, but to break out from the shell your excuses built. Here's the mission. Stop seeking approval. Start chasing revenge on the version of you that stayed average. Make your habits so consistent your future self doesn't need validation. He is the validation. Because the monster you're building, he's not here to impress anyone. He's here to bury the weak you and never look back. Time won't save you. Transformation will. Stop hoping. Start evolving. No one's coming to save you. System message is up. You know what to do. Click accept.